Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'll be covering part 7 to the story that's been going on since September, which is titled, While Wife Was Sneaking Around with Her Lover, Husband Played a Long Game Preparing to Ruin Them. And a shout out to Joshua for sending me this update. And guys, as a recap, and I'll keep this quick, this is about the husband and father, grandfather actually, in his 50s, who handled things like a boss upon finding out that his wife of many, many years is cheating on him. And he found out in the weirdest way by being out at a bar or club after a concert with friends, and some guy punched him. Turns out that was her lover, a guy that she worked with. And this guy started connecting the dots, found the info, and played the long game, and now he's divorcing her. And after many updates, you're going to see here, this is a collection of updates here to the big final ending, and our guy now is on a new path, a good one. So I'm going to continue where things left off, and again, the last update was about 7 weeks ago in January, where things were beginning to have the whole stage of conferences with the lawyers and all that, and you're going to see what this continues on and what the guy's going through. And I want to say this real quick. I've been covering his story because I know we're on part 7 here, because it's good to cover, in my opinion, stories where guys discover their marriage or relationships have gone to hell in a handbasket, what they go through, what they do, and then the whole process of all that. It's very important because a lot of guys that struggle with something like this need to know what they go through. And then oftentimes afterwards, you all know about the one series I'm covering that has like 28 parts. What that guy's dealing with after all this. But anyhow, this update, which has been, these updates are 4 of them over the last 5-6 weeks. And this one's titled Court Today. He says, well, I'm semi-officially divorced. The hearing went off with mostly no issues. The judge asked some pointed questions about the disparity in retirements. Asked her if she fully understood the finality of the agreement. She answered yes, and yes. All in all, it took about 20 minutes. Seeing her for the first time in such a long time was triggering quite a few emotions in me. I was shocked that love was one of them. Just a small twinge, but I felt it. I was sad. It was not how I envisioned my marriage going. I expected us to grow old together, but we are not. Then the anger came for her ruining that and hurting me and the kids. Shame was there for being cheated on. That's totally normal. You can't be with somebody for decades and what it seemed like a good relationship, at least on his part, have kids together, grandkids together, and all of a sudden this happened, and rarely does it all disappear like that. It's going to be a roller coaster of emotions, you know? But at the end, he says, yeah, shame on her for ruining it. The old feeling of being not enough came back from the first days after D-Day. Concern. She doesn't look very well. She had the classic hourglass body. She looked downright gaunt from weight loss. The kids told me they were concerned that she was losing too much weight, but I didn't know it was that much. She has aged quite a bit in her looks. She looked down during most of the hearing unless the judge was speaking to her. Well, as they say, men age like Sean Connery and women age like Sean Connery, and she's aging like Sean Connery. Anyway, her attorney has requested the meeting for Tuesday. It'll be at my attorney's office. Her lawyer stated that they did not have her list of items she was going to talk about yet, and I guess in a temporary emotional state, I said she didn't have to submit it. It doesn't matter anyway. We verified it would last 1 hour and there'll be no physical contact. So I have until Tuesday to get my mind back right and my head back in the game. Very anticlimactic. He also says, note, our hearing was this morning around 10 o'clock in the morning. I wrote this after I got home and then I immediately lied down. Honestly, this afternoon, I'm really depressed. There's no sense of relief or weight lifting off my shoulders. It's just sadness. I've chosen to be alone today afterwards. And I don't feel like seeing anybody. I believe I'm experiencing the last morning stage of my marriage. This sucks. Thank you to everyone that's been with me through this. There's something cathartic about just being open about this and not having to. I don't really to physically face everyone after telling these things about my life. A lot of guys post these stories, either they send them to me in my main channel or they post them on Reddit, and it really is therapeutic to share it and get a lot of people's comments and assistance and all that. Yeah, you get a lot of wackos on Reddit, don't get me wrong, but overall it's a positive experience. I don't blame him for not wanting to talk to anybody after this. He's going through the emotional cycle of all this. Okay, that was one update. Next one, the meeting. Here we go. Here is her apology. Her exact words were the following. Now listen to this. This is her exact words. She says, I have no reason other than being selfish and stupid for the pain I've caused you and the children. I don't expect your forgiveness, but I do apologize for every horrible thing involving my affair. The kids did not deserve it, and you definitely did not deserve it. I cannot count the number of times you made me feel loved, wanted, needed, appreciated, and beautiful in our relationship. Yeah, and she fucked it all up. You've been a great husband, father, and provider. Gotta mention the provider part. I never needed anything else, but I failed us. I cannot explain to you how I got us to this place. I just know that I am the reason. She taking accountability? Shit, I think hell just froze over. No one else. It is my fault. And while I know we will never be together again as husband and wife or even friends, I pray that someday you can forgive me. Not for me, but for your own peace of mind. You do not deserve to go through life holding on to the anger that I caused. You deserve peace. Well, either she's completely full of crap, which the cynical motherfucker that I am has to, I think and feel that way, or maybe, just maybe, she's sorry, or somebody coached her. I just can't buy that she's being this accountable and meaning all this. I think she's just hopeful he'll give her a second chance. I know you well enough to know that you will see this as a failure, but it is not. It was a complete sabotage by me. None of this was on you. I knew how much you loved me, but I threw it all away. I knew that you would put your life on the line for me, but I dismissed it. I am sorry, and I wish you a life better than I gave you. I love you. I know that's hard to believe, but I do. But I was not strong enough to be deserving of you. I am sorry. She doesn't love him. Nobody that loves their guy is going to do this type of crap. Come on here. She read it to me and then left a copy in a folder that she gave me. So literally, that's word for word the copy he got. I'll edit this post and give further details later. Right now, I'm just exhausted. You can buy any question in the comments, and I'll try to answer them later in the edit directly, but not right now. Now he does a little edit. Sorry to leave everybody hanging in the details, but honestly, I don't have the bandwidth to process the meeting yet. I promise to post more details later. The letter that she read to me that I posted above, a lot has been said about her lacking true remorse and being self-serving. I get it. But I want to add that her emotional state was very much one of shame, sorrow, and yes, remorse. Regret too, but remorse was there. Well, from his description of her physically, you can see she's breaking down and deteriorating. But you know what? Frankly, for what she did and all that, she deserves to go through a little hell. Seriously. How do you think people learn? Through consequences. As for the strong enough statement, later she said it again in the context of she was not strong enough to fend off the temptation, the pressure from friends, he says notice plural there, or to end it immediately after the bar incident because she was afraid the affair partner would tell me. Because in her words, she was a coward, just adding context to the statement. Notice she mentioned the friends. So often, not only do a friend or friends know about the affair, but they oftentimes encourage it. Now, she may spin things about her marriage that it was warranted, but regardless, this is why you pay attention to who your girl hangs out with. I have no doubt she is in her own world of pain. Doesn't make me feel better, but I saw it in the meeting. Again, I'll post details later tomorrow. I'm just trying to convey what I saw a little more clearly to everyone. Well, this guy, he handled the situation like a boss, but he openly admits, it's hard for him to see her like this and all that, and he's going through a lot of shit. Next update. He says, the meeting and my thoughts. Okay, I wanted to sit here on this for a few days and really process the meeting. I was sort of emotional, scrambled by the meeting in both good and bad ways. I will probably be answering stuff in the comments section. There really is no way for me to write a complete synopsis right now. Here goes my best attempt at remembering her words. I was in my attorney's office and remained there until she arrived. Alone. She was shown to the conference room first, and then I was brought in. We sat across from each other, and she maintained the distance I requested, so that was the setup. Okay, this is like the hour-long meeting. This 1 hour is probably going to feel like 2 days of this poor guy. She started out with the apology I posted earlier this week. My take on the apology is that it is genuine. Well, I hope it is genuine. It'd be nice that one of these apologies are genuine, but again, I'm a cynical motherfucker. Knowing what I know about her journey since I left, I believe it's the best she can do at this point, as she is navigating the complete fiasco that she started. Yeah, she started it. I know many had questions about her intent, sincerity, etc. I think it's best to take it at face value and leave it at that. I'm not interested in trying to dissect her words, but more interested in seeing what she does going forward. She slid the letter over to me and then asked me if I had anything I needed to ask or say. She told me I deserve the opportunity to have all questions answered and to release any anger towards that I have. Honestly, I almost said no, but something inside me just said, let's finish it here. Well, you might as well. I asked her if she was okay. Her reaction was a complete breakdown. Her response was no. I asked if she was still in therapy, and she said yes. Our children are hurt. She broke down again and nodded her head and said she knows she was sorry. I told her to repair those relationships no matter what, and she promised she would. Yeah. The kids are hurt from all this. It ain't just this guy telling the story here. So if she's got to do anything for him, we're trying to mend the relationship with the children. Remember, the children are all, I believe, late 20s, early 30s. Of course, I asked why, and she very honestly replied. She said the following. At this point, I have excuses, but not the reason. The excuses are midlife crisis, bad friends, and I asked her to stop. I said, friends? She explained of the four of them, the BFF and another of the girlfriends were involved or had been involved in affairs. Again, pay attention to who your girl hangs out with. All her friends are a bunch of fucking cheaters. Any surprise is rubbing off on her. If she was a decent person, she would have cut ties with those friends. Who wants to be around somebody like that? The fourth one had not and warned her that she was playing with fire. I asked her which friend it was, and she told me. She also told me that she informed this woman's husband right after Christmas. She continued and stated that she cannot give me the truth of why right now because it's it by her own admittance. I believe I'm not facing what I did completely yet, and I thanked her for her honesty. I then asked her why she continued after I was attacked in the bar. Again, this is her, I believe, giving the best answer she can at this point. And she says the following. She says, I panicked. As soon as you came in view in the bar, I thought you had seen me kiss him. But after you walked up, I realized you hadn't, but that instance of possibility getting caught terrified me. All of a sudden, the excitement was gone, and I realized what I had done and what I could lose. Yeah, no shit, lady. Then the idiot hit you from behind, and my panic went to another level. I heard him say he was sleeping with me, and I didn't know if you heard or not, and my brother never let on that he had heard him. I then said, but you kept sleeping with him afterwards. And she says, I was afraid. I was afraid he would blow up my life. I would lose you and the kids and my job. No, honey, you blew up your life, not him. I just could not figure out a way out with everything going so to shit. I said horrible things about you to keep his ego inflated until I could stop the affair. Bullshit. That's what she felt about him to justify her affair. And yes, I slept with him afterwards. She was unable to speak at this point, but I stayed silent. In other words, she was crying. She said, I wanted to off myself. I'm sorry. I left that there. This part was a little more contentious than I had written here and more in-depth, but it shows the essence of her replies to my questions. I got a one of her telling him when he was asking those questions, and she's like, I wanted to end myself. Was she saying that so he would stop digging about that particular subject? I don't know. I turned to the future. I told her I plan on doing the separate holiday thing at least for the next few months. I need to not see nor hear from her during that time. I told her to go off and fix herself, find a new boyfriend, whatever. But do not contact me. I'll reach out to her when I'm ready, and then we can talk about attending family events at the same time. And while I cannot dictate what she does in her dating life, I told her at least have the decency not to bring anybody around the kids or grandkids unless our children say it's okay. She, of course, says that she does not want to see anyone, but don't they all say that? Of course that's what she's saying. Trust me. Trust me, guys. She's hoping somewhere deep down that she can get to him, that he'll give her another chance down the road. She obviously knows they're getting divorced. But probably there's hope that, he'll be lonely and miss her and all that, and she'll just cry enough and look sad and pathetic enough and tell him what he wants to hear, that he may, down the road, give her a chance. I guarantee that's what she's hoping for. There were a few things back and forth that were more personal than I want to post right now. They included things about the affair. I might share them, but they were more for my own confirmation than anything else. Plus, they bothered me more than I care to admit. She had no information about the BFF. They have cut all contact. As most of the girl clubs she ran with, she stated that she's understanding what true loneliness is right now. So she's not with her girl gang, or the kids don't really want to talk to her, and obviously the lover's gone and she's getting divorced. Yeah, this is called payback. This is called karma. Well, I ended the whole thing by saying that I did not hate her. I feel sorry for her. For both of us. Every memory right now, our first kiss, wedding day, holding our kids for the first time, are all tainted because she's in those memories, and I can't see her without being reminded of her affair. I hope one day to get past this. I think he will. Time does not heal all wounds. That's a steaming pile of crap, but time does make them less painful. So I left, and yes, I picked up the apology letter. I think that was the only really kind thing I did for her on my own. I believe she is remorseful. I believe she has done her best in this meeting to give me what I need, but honestly, I think this meeting would have been better later, maybe 6 months or a year from now. I'm surprised I still felt some love towards her. I was even more surprised at the lack of hate I felt. I've been confused over this over the past 2 days. Dude, you've been with her for ages. You have 3 kids with her, I think, and a grandchild. And up until the whole punching in the bar fiasco, you thought, all intents and purposes, you had a good marriage going. A surprise, you did not. You know? And this guy's obviously human, has the good human qualities. But don't let that fool you. And she's going to be trying for a second chance down the road. Yes, it was useful to have the meeting, but mostly to her. As I said, for me, the meeting probably would have been more beneficial months down the road. I got answers, but not complete answers. She needs time to delve into the why. As for other questions, yes. You were never going to get complete answers, brother. Never. I believe peer pressure was one ingredient in a very strange brew that culminated in her infidelity. Well, I'm sure. But there's no fucking excuse. She's in her 50s, for heaven's sake. She's a mother, grandmother. If she was in her 20s, that would still be bad, but a little more excusable. Not excusable, but a little more in the scheme of things, compared to a woman in her fucking 50s. But lack of integrity and self-respect are the main culprits. She relayed a story of her mom being accused of cheating by her dad, something I'd never heard about. Mom lied her way out of it, but my soon-to-be ex knew she was lying. What, if any, role that played in it, I don't know. She also said as much to herself. She was careful not to put the blame on others. So her mom was a cheater, and now she's a cheater. The acorn doesn't fall far from the tree. And he says, no, there will not be any reconciliation down the road. Well, I hope not, man. She may try for it. He also says, I forgot to explain her presence at the bar. Or his presence at the bar. Okay, the night this all happened. Apparently, he was aware we went to that particular concert. The venue is a small one that holds about 1,500 people. The exits are pretty close together. She, nor I knew if he followed us to the bar, but he was aware that it was normal for us to go out afterwards for a drink. There were only 2 bars close by. She didn't contact him that night. He either got lucky or followed us after the concert. Yeah, well, as Obi-Wan said, basically, in my experience, there's no such thing as luck. Yeah, that guy followed him. Now to the final update, and it's quick. He said, and this is very recent. He says, it's official. I am divorced. Hallelujah. Not much more to say other than that. No contact, no news, no information on the affair partner. I've been in contact with BFF's husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, but I'd rather not elaborate on this situation. The kids are working through it okay. I'm not dating, but I'm sure I'll be dating in the near future, just kind of concentrating on me right now. So that is it. Thank you everyone for your concern and advice. It's been a crazy ride, but I'm finally at the end. I guess I should say a new beginning. And there you go, guys. That is, at least in this part of it, the end of this saga. Been going on since September. I mean, maybe I can't remember if it started in September in terms of what the whole fallout, maybe it happened in August, but it's a whole 6 months ordeal. But our guy's gotten through it. Well, no, actually it's been longer than that, because remember, he knew about it. He knew about it for a while before he, dropped the bomb. But anyhow, he's free. And probably there's a sigh of relief on him. He's divorced now. And probably like a holy fucking shit, now what? Because his whole life has been with her. most of his life, at least adult life. But all I can say is one day at a time. That's it. Just get out of bed every day and go do your job, do what you enjoy, spend time with his kids, his grandkid, don't make sure she ain't around. He talks about dating one day. Given the current dating scene, he's going to find out the cesspool that is, but he can find that in his good time, and he will probably comment on that. Exercise, be healthy, do stuff he enjoys. You never know what may happen down the road, but I will say this. I'm convinced that the ex is deep down hoping that down the road they'll have a second chance. I'm convinced of this, and I'm waiting for it. So this may be his last update ever, or he may hear more. Who knows? If he does more, I'll cover it. Because I like to see how these guys handle things after the divorce and they start over, because it's important to all you guys. And if he's done and that's it, he's moving on, well, it was a good story. Much we can learn from, so I wish this guy all the best. One day at a time. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. I'm sure you like the video. Share it with your friends and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.